There are always the accusations, and I hear them in the province right now, where we're hearing some of that, at least as an observer of what's happening in Burlington with some of their high school accommodation reviews. But you hear the accusation that you have a predetermined outcome. And from my experience on this board, that's usually not the case whatsoever. Actually, someone had asked me a couple weeks ago how many staff recommendations had I voted in favor of, the original ones that usually begin the process, and I could think of maybe 2 or 3.
Wow.
We've done over 10, 12 of these things now. So we really take these scenarios and we're really trying to be creative in creating options sometimes that take a bit more of a political influence that staff can't create on their own. So by the time you have staff's knowledge and expertise mixed in with the community needs and wants, with the political will and desires, you create a much different scenario in many cases than what you started with.
And the communities are very engaged. We've seen that recently. And what's that like then as a board member, the board chair in fact, when you hold these meetings in towns like was recently held in Dundas regarding Queen's Rangers? What's that like to participate in one of those meetings and see the emotion and the passion of these communities? Yeah,
I always appreciate it, and our message to those communities are always, tell us exactly what you think. We're not there to sugarcoat it. We don't expect folks to sugarcoat it either. We want to hear the raw thoughts, and not everyone comes to the table with the same type of feedback, for instance. Some may just want to save their own existing schools. Some are thinking about the longer, bigger picture, but it doesn't discount the validity of those comments. We want to hear those comments, and we want to hear what works in schools, because sometimes the decisions are compromises. Sometimes we could do nothing. It could be status quo. It could be all of the above, but despite the opinions we want to hear. But one thing we always say as well is we want creative ideas, and those are some of the most exciting reviews, and quite frankly one of the best parts of the job, to be honest, to find scenarios that you couldn't even think of when we started the process, and then we start creating and pulling a lot of investment, partnerships, other really interesting outcomes.
City Matters at noon, 4, 6, and 10 p.m. on Cable 14 and anytime at cable14now.com.